Dis Discord plural communities are, I feel like every multiple community has like a slightly different flavor.
Yes.
And the Discord one, it really varies from server to server, but it always depends on how much control the mods have over the server,
Yeah.
both in a good or bad way. Um,
Yeah, I've noticed that as well. Like in the community. So the first community I got in when I realized was a Facebook community, which is actually my least favorite of the communities. And I made a misstep because I was very new, and oh my word, they just, I felt very, very attacked. And I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I thought that, and they were like, bruh. I was like,
mhm.
okay, then no mistakes allowed. Gotcha. I will
Yeah,
just see myself out. Um,
it's like you think as trauma survivors, which a large portion of us are, we would be kinder to each other,
yeah.
at least a little. But I feel like we're not kind, we're just coddling.
I think a lot of it has to do with where the people in that particular community are in like their healing journey, because a lot of people haven't gone to therapy, haven't begun to learn how to
Yeah.
deal with when you get triggered. And so then they get triggered and they don't have a healthy response yet.
Yeah. And it's so hard because I do get it, but it's also like it's that frustration of like I wish that you were better.
Yes. Yes. I've had several people on my TikTok be like, I dated someone with D.I.D, or I had a friend with D.I.D, and they were very like, basically kind of like putting their trauma onto other people,
Mhm.
behaviors and actions that are really unhealthy. And my response is always that, like, I'm sorry. People go through traumatic stuff. They have traumatic responses until they learn how it is not natural. We don't just naturally poof heal from trauma.
Yeah. And like I've been there. Like
Yes.
I think all of us who have like gotten to a point of recovery where we're stable have been there. It's like I was like that in high school. I was like that like right after we got out of an abusive relationship in college, and it's like I don't know, before you start healing, you're just kind of just a lousy person to be around generally.
Yes, you are existing in the only way that you know how.
Yeah, exactly. That's a perfect way to say it.
So now, what is your favorite online community as far as D.I.D and O.S.D.D go?
I'm going to say I'm going to say Twitter. I think that weirdly enough, Twitter is like the least toxic community. I mean, I will say that Discord probably isn't that bad either. Discord really, really depends on what server you're in.
Yeah.
Um, and so it has more of a bubble than other communities. But I think that Twitter really, I don't know. I find that you don't interact with people that you don't want to on Twitter
Yeah.
generally, or you don't as much as some other sites. Partly because I think their search feature is a lot worse than some other sites, and I think that's a good thing in some regards.
Yeah.
Um, but I think the worst one is probably Instagram. I think Instagram is just so like hostile to anything that's not like the mainstream opinion on D.I.D. Even um things like I want to I don't want to call myself, or I don't want to say that I have D.I.D. or O.S.D.D. I'm multiple or I'm plural. And they're like, nope, you gotta use the DSM says.
Right. Right. Here are the acceptable terms, and accept them or you are not accepted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your favorite one?
My favorite is Reddit.
Ooh.
I have found Reddit to be incredibly accepting, especially of new systems with lots of questions.
Mhm.
So people will be like, is this normal at all? And then a lot of systems will hop on and talk about their own experiences. They'll trade resources. And because of the nature of Reddit, you don't have like a lot of people forming friendships, but that also lowers the drama threshold.
Mm.
So I really like to, when I just like, when every other of the social medias get too much, I'll just go on Reddit, and there's D.I.D memes, there's Ask D.I.D, and I love the memes, I love the D.I.D art. So then I can just kind of be like, I just want some memes right now. Show me all the memes.
That sounds wonderful. I'm so back and forth on Reddit because I was using it really unhealthily for a while.
Yes.
I was just like going on there to get upset. But that was
Yes.
that was in like 2016 when I stopped, so it was 2016. So yeah, I gotta give that a shot again. What is your least favorite?
My least favorite is definitely Facebook. I think I was a part of 3 different large Facebook groups, and they get very clannish very quick, and are very. And I think perhaps because there's a lot of people on there, that there's a lot of attack that goes on when somebody missteps. Like, this is unacceptable. This is not unacceptable. Oh, you did an acceptable. You are out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, I know, right? I just think Facebook in general is probably the worst social media.
It's so bad. I don't even really go on Facebook. Like, I have one because I'm, 27.
Right.
But
You are
like,
a person.
yeah. But like, I mean, when was the last time I updated? I think it was like last May after I had surgery. I was like, yep, I had surgery.
Yeah. I think the last time I updated was this week because our son was sick. And I was like, oh, the boy is sick. Here you go, everyone who doesn't live near me and doesn't have a clue.
Yeah.
There's the update. Oh, and every year on like System Pride Day, I make a nice vague post about D.I.D.
Oof.
I know, right?
God, I think the one good thing about Facebook is that you can get information out to a lot of people in your life really quickly.
Yeah.
Like when we were like out as trans for a long time before we were like out as trans. Like all of our friends knew, our family knew, but like it wasn't like a thing that was like widely known about us.
Right.
So when we decided to come out like full time, we came out on Facebook as well as in like our normal life, and it got that information out real quickly. My mom got like several phone calls about it. Like my mom knew, but
right, but still, like they're calling her.
Yeah.
Like grandma and then grayed out Sally and stuff.
It was like it was like the mothers of like some of my friends from school.
Yeah.
Were like, because I guess they told their mothers and their mothers told my mother, and they were like, "Did you know about this?" And she was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
God.
That's been one of my things about with my YouTube channel and stuff is I hadn't told all of our like close relatives, like my in-laws didn't know yet, and I was like, I need to get this information out before they find it out from somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So what that was like one of our system decisions when I started the YouTube was like, well, nobody will ever find this. It'll just be this small little thing. And okay, then, all right, we should probably now tell our in-laws. And
yeah.
So
has anyone ever found out before you told them?
Yes. So, but because of TikTok. So Jennifer Adriana threatened to shut the whole thing down because it blew up, and she had not been consulted because we were just like, we had heard that was a D.I.D community, so we were just going to go on there and play with the community. Like,
Yeah.
there was a D.I.D prom. Yes, we would like to dress up. So that's what we were expecting out of TikTok. We weren't expecting any kind of followers or anything. And so it blew up, and she was like, I don't know that this is safe. I'm going to delete. And I was with her at the beginning because there just had been all the doxing and stuff. And I was like, oh, you know what? You're right. This is not great. But one of the issues with TikTok is you sign up with your phone number. So anyone who signs up and then is looking for their contacts, my name on there is Gianu System. So if they're like, how is this one of my contacts? And then they see my face. Right. So I had one of the boys' friends, and this has been one of my huge fears, is what if one of the parents of one of their friends who, you know, we exchange numbers because, hey, sleepover? Yeah, sleepover.
Yeah.
What if they find out and then they won't let their child come over and play? So one of his friend's parents texted me and was like, hey, I found your TikTok and this is so amazing and thank you for educating. And I was like, oh, that wasn't how I thought that would go.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. So yes, that's for us one of the risks, but we've been very widely like open more recently. One, because we hate trying to pretend to be anything other than we are. Yeah. And so we're trying to be more widely open, and the only real like hesitation there is my boys don't know yet. And it's not because I don't think they can intellectually handle it. I think they're perfectly capable, but they're 11 and 13, and I want them to worry about pimples and dating and not mom.
Yeah.
So I think they'll find out probably sooner than I would have told them, but not too much sooner. So.
Yeah. I want to get into that a little more once we like formally start talking about like marriage stuff.
Yes.
Because I have a lot of thought.
We can start.
Yeah.